Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, if you are truly seeking true freedom, freedom from the fear, freedom from the mind, then you gotta stop being part of the guided meditation. Why? Because guided meditation is about inviting layers in the mind. The person you're following is giving you the idea, and you're following the idea. And from that idea, you are, controlling your body, you're visualizing. That's what's happening. And that itself is against the true freedom. True freedom is not about adding layers. Freedom from the fear is not about adding layers. It's about decluttering your mind all the way until there's nothing more to declutter. So you're just going against the real path. Intention is there. I want to be free. That's why you're being part of the meditation. But your action is speaking against your intention. Why? Because again, the path you have chosen is making you go against your own intention and the desire for freedom. Yes, definitely. From guided meditation, you are able to concentrate. You are more focused. But this true spirituality is not about being focused person. It's about taking out the roots that is making you suffer. And the suffering, the root of the suffering is already there. And our life is happening from that root. And from your meditation, gaining that focus, you are in the present moment and you're organizing your stuff and moving forward. Why? Because the concentrated self or the focused self is there now to move forward from the place of that root is still. And no matter how focused you are in your life, notice there is still that fear lingering in you. The mental stress is still there. And from that, mental conflict, you have the idea now to control things or resist things or deny things. We are pushing away the issue rather than looking into the issue and making life better. So, being able to concentrate, being able to focus and make things better now in the relative world, is not true freedom. It's a relative freedom. It's a functioning freedom. If you're okay with the functioning freedom, fine. But if you move with just the functioning freedom without realizing the inner truth or plain sight truth, your life is going to be struggle. You will be always in that constant roller coaster. The highs and lows always going to be there, and that highs and lows always going to fluctuate you. That fluctuation creates a mental drama. The story prolongs. Why? Because of the fear. The fear hasn't been dissolved. And because of that, the suffering exists, the pain exists, the stress exists, the conflict exists. So, great that you are able to be more focused in your life now through meditation or guided meditation. But what's the next step you're going to take? Or are you going to take the next step to be free from your fear for good? It's possible to dissolve the fear from your mind for good. That only happens when you see the truth. And to do that, we have to start decluttering the mind rather than adding more stuff in the mind. So that's why the guided meditation has its limitation. It works to a certain extent, and after that it doesn't work. But if you keep being part of the guided meditation, then that shows that you are conditioned to that. And now, being part of the guided meditation, now people are making the guided meditation audio. The people are selling the audio. Now when the person is not there to guide you in person, the people are selling hey, take my tape, listen to this, and follow the practice. So and you end up buying it because you're already conditioned to that practice, and you're continuing doing that. And for example, if you don't have the audio version, and you try to remember all the stuff that you have gone through, and you are remembering every step to find that calmness, to find that sense of ease by remembering the ideas, and you put that ideas in you, and then you're following the ideas. What is that? That is adding stuff in your mind. You're coloring your mind with the layers. And that itself is against the true freedom. Yeah. It's about dissolving the mind. It's not about adding stuff in the mind. And thing is that if you're trying to do a guided meditation by yourself, by remembering things, that shows that you are already conditioned to that practice. Because of the conditioning, you are trying to now do it on your own by inviting the layers. And when you can't remember the step, you're frustrating. And middle of the practice, you're giving up. Most of the meditation practice is like that. You try to remember, invite it, and sit down with it, and it doesn't work. And then things are happening in your surrounding, things are happening in your life, and you cannot sit. And you force yourself to sit, and that becomes a fight. The fight is there in life, now the fight is there in meditation, a fight is everywhere. Why? Because we are avoiding the real journey. We are avoiding, the no mind. And because of that, there is struggle. The whole spiritual journey is about being okay with the no mind. And the journey towards no mind is by dismantling the mind until there's nothing more to dismantle. And from there, there's a chance to see the truth. The truth can be seen by asking ourselves, who am I? You're witnessing yourself, dismantling your belief, the layers of the mind, and asking ourselves, who am I? That's the simple way, straightforward way to, be okay with no mind, or rest in no mind. Because that process shows the truth. When the truth is seen, we are able to be okay without the mind. We won't be triggered by the mind. But right now, everybody is having a tough time to be with the silence or no mind, because our whole life is conditioned with the noise. The noise is there in life, in everything we do, and also there is a noise in the meditation. Noise in the meditation is the guided meditation. You're closing your eyes, you relax, and now what? You're listening to the noise of the other person. And keep adding that. And when the person is not talking and there's a gap of silence, now you're eager for the next guide. That's waiting happening. What's next? And see that the seeking for what's next is like the moment of silence you know, is making you, put you on the edge, just waiting. You're waiting, well, for next. So see that, people have a hard time to be okay with silence. People are scared of the silence. People feel unease when there's a silence. And freedom is that the true nature of who you are is silent observer. Then the nature of who you are is an observer self, which is quiet, silent, just watching. The nature of your observer is aware, and that aware presence is quiet, just watching. So, and that quiet nature to be in is a fight for everybody right now, because everybody has too much noise in the head, and that noise is actually somewhat working in the relative world. And because of in the relative world conditioning, we are having a hard time to let go that noise. And the true freedom won't happen until we investigate every single noise and why we are aligned with the noise, holding on to the certain noise. And investigating is the way to move towards no noise. And process is, witness yourself, be the observer of yourself. And then after that, whatever comes in your mind that triggers you, you follow that mind backward, follow that idea backward by asking, why do I have this? Whatever is that idea, why do I have this idea? Why is this idea important? You follow it backward, and that's the way to figure out your conditioning in you, and that itself is an ingrained belief or preference. And once you figure that out, then you have to go further to figure out why you hold on to that belief, and that's the sign of fear. And when you see the fear, and there are tons of different fears exist in you as a deep-rooted conditioning. And this all conditioning must go to find who you are. And the process is about decluttering again. So if you are being part of the guided meditation, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It works to be focused. But after you are focused, what's the next step? Decluttering, dismantling. So if you deny the dismantling part of your mind, your fear will prolong, your conflict will prolong, your drama, your all struggle will continue, and your life happens from there. And if you want to, get out of that flow, dismantling is the way, my friend. So, because of that, stop the guided meditation. Stop it. If you're truly seeking true freedom, unchanging freedom, okay? Freedom from the fear, which is the same thing. Anyway, I hope this video makes sense to you, and thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting. That helps. Okay, anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the practice. Take care for now. Bye.